News at 6.
Well, good evening. Some families are worried that regulations for aviation safety they have worked so hard for over the years after the crash of Flight 3407 could be rolled back.
Since the crash in Clarence Center 8 years ago, more than 3,000 days have passed without a deadly crash involving a U.S. domestic carrier. Before that, the longest period without a fatal commercial crash was 900 days. Well, now, families once again here in Western New York headed to the nation's capital to send a strong warning to both sides of the Hill. The story tonight from 7 Eyewitness News reporter Ed Reilly.
It's a grind. It's definitely a treadmill. You feel like I've already been here, I've already done this, we've already accomplished this, and you've got to do it again. It's definitely a grind.
For 8 years, families who lost loved ones in the crash of Continental Flight 3407 have been fighting for better airline safety. Their efforts resulted in the Airline Safety Act being signed into law. It mandated tougher training for airline pilots, including a requirement that pilots have 1,500 hours of flight experience before entering a commercial cockpit.
I like to equate it to, would you put your child on a school bus, your kindergartner on a school bus, if the bus driver lacked training?
But 3407 families are alarmed to hear that regional airlines are now trying to get Congress to roll back those training requirements as Congress puts together a new FAA Reauthorization Bill. The regional airlines claiming there is a pilot shortage.
Listen, we're not doing this for ourselves anymore. Our loved ones are gone. We're doing this for other people. They don't have to suffer that loss that we suffered.
Jennifer West lost her husband and the father of her 2-year-old daughter, Summer, in the crash. Summer is now 10 years old, and she is going for the first time to speak with members of Congress.
And I think if I could say anything to Congress, is try to look in your little girl's eyes.
John Kausner wishes he could bring his daughter Reilly to Washington, but the 24-year-old law student was killed when Flight 3407 crashed in Clarence Center on February 12, 2009.
We have to keep going back and revisiting what happened and why, and say, please don't let this happen again. So it's difficult, but we're committed.
Kausner, West, and other 3407 families are heading to Washington next week, and they do plan to meet with several members of both the U.S. House of Representatives and U.S. Senate. In Clarence Center, Ed Reilly, 7 Eyewitness News.